hasn't quite gotten to yet. So what that means is that in terms of setting up your room space, once you've got these goggles on, the ability to walk around the room in virtual reality, as opposed to in the case of the Oculus as they initially released, it was really more of a sit-down experience where you just sat down and put the headgear on. With the HTC Vive, it really takes your entire room into the game itself, or into the experience itself. And I haven't gotten super deep into all the games that are out there, but I spent some time with the Lab, which is a great place to start. It's got kind of an appetizer, if you will, or an appetizer medley, if you will, of all the different types of experiences that you can do in VR. But one of the things that I found about VR was that with the room space setup, you think that if you're going to put these goggles on and you start walking around the room, you're going to start bumping into everything, right? Well, they've got this really simple way to set up the room so that the VR system knows the spatial area that you can walk around in. And as you start to approach the edge of that, a kind of grid comes up in your view that lets you know that that's the edge of that you can't go beyond. And so they've done a really amazing job with room space with the HTC Vive. I have to say, when I opened the box for this, and I'm not doing a full unboxing here because let me get one thing, though. It's across the room. In the meantime, Alexa, what happened today in history?
On the ceiling of the Vatican Sistine Chapel were first exhibited.
Okay, good. Okay, so I've got the main paper here now. Thank you, Alexa. How are you today? Alexa, can you tell us a joke today?
Sorry, I can't find the answer to the question I heard.
I love technology. Okay, so getting started, thevive.com/setup. This is the one paper that came out of this. The Vive comes in a box, and I got to tell you, when I opened this thing, I was a little blown away at how many pieces there are. There are so many wires involved with this thing, and it's not like my experience with Apple products where you open the thing and there's just one button. In this case, there's, I'm looking at this thing. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's probably about 20, 25 or so different pieces that make up the HTC Vive in terms of setting up the sensors that you put on either side of the room, the mask itself. You've got the controllers, which are actually pretty cool. I think they do a nicer job than Oculus does on the controllers. Wires galore. They come with some headphones, but I found that the headphones, even though they plug right into the headset, kept falling out of my ears. But the nice thing is you can choose any headphones, so I just took my Beats headphones and plugged them right in when I was playing with this thing, and no problem there. But I got to tell you, the one thing that makes going with the HTC Vive difficult, or the Oculus or any of these things, what makes it really expensive is not just the product itself. It's that you have to have a PC that can drive these things. And my little Macintosh over here was not going to do the trick. So I had to go out also in order to power the Vive, and I thought this was a good investment, though, and get a PC. And I got to tell you, I bought my first PC tower in probably 20 years. I'm trying to think of the last tower that I owned, and it was probably 1999, at which point, let's see, I held on to that for a little bit. And then after that, I switched over to becoming a Mac guy, and I got a Mac laptop. And I've never gone back to the PC world until this week. Made a trip over to Best Buy. Yes, I even went brick and mortar just because I wanted it right then and there. Went over, got an Asus box. The key thing here was having a box that has a powerful enough graphics card that can power the device. And what's nice is that these boxes that they're selling now come with a label indicating that they're Oculus ready. They don't say HTC Vive ready, but here's the tip. If you get the HTC Vive, which was my choice, there's other people that are diehard Oculus fans. But I went with the HTC Vive. It's a little bit more hardcore for more hardcore gamers. And, one of my goals is to get into some of the cameras also that you get for developing virtual reality experiences. And so I'd like to start producing some video just for experimentation. And thinking about that, So I got this Asus box, and it seems to be doing the trick. But I got to tell you, when I bought this thing, I'm looking at this thing, and I'm listening to it, and I'm looking at the back of it, and the thing that threw me off was that I thought the HDMI ports would just be enough. The Vive runs off an HDMI cable straight out of the back of your graphics card on the back of your PC. But the HDMI port is the same one that I thought that I would use to get to my monitor. So I had to go out and wasn't able to use it the first day because I had to go out and buy another display port because the graphics card that came on this Asus box only had one HDMI output. So I had to get the display port, but it worked out because now I can repurpose the same monitor that I'm using for recording Pop Song Tech on my Mac right now. And so we're all set. But, once I finally got all of that stuff configured, set everything up, started by placing the beacons on top of cardboard boxes. Now they're attached to my wall permanently. But I got this thing opened up, and, the software was a little confusing, I'll have to admit. So this is my first time back in a PC, and it just doesn't feel as crisp and as clean as the Macintosh experience. And so I guess I've gotten spoiled by the guys at Apple. But the guys at Apple really just aren't quite keeping up with the technology at the same speed that some of the PC stuff is working out at this point. So where is this? I'm getting a notification here. Oh, not yet. Going to Hoboken here in a few minutes. So I got everything set up, and what confused me a little bit was the notion of Steam and Steam VR, and what was the difference between Steam VR and HTC Vive, and both come with software for both. You've got to open up the Steam VR software to just kind of configure the environment so that your machines are all picking up the sensors, and once it's open though, you got to go find the games, right? So the games, let me tell you, are big in bandwidth, so they take a while to download. I went and did a little bit of research, found a couple cool games that were out there, and got the lab in place. There's a flight simulator game that's in place. I got to say, within the lab, there's a really fun game that's kind of an archer's game, where you're firing bows and arrows at these people that are attacking your castle and stuff like that. And it was really, really cool, and that's the one that I gave to my mother-in-law when she was over last night. So far, I'm a happy customer, and, I'm looking forward to experimenting a lot more with this. At some point, I'm thinking about getting one of those Fly 360 cameras to do some experimentation with that. And I got to say, I've been tempted. If money weren't an object, I've been tempted with those drones. The three-dimensional cameras slapped to a drone, taking that thing out into the backyard and just letting it fly. I don't know what the rules are around this area for drones, but, there's so many cool opportunities out there and the types of storytelling that you can tell. And you can only imagine that, first we had radio, then we had television. And I think now the next big frontier is into virtual reality. And I've just gotten a taste of it, and my mother-in-law's gotten a taste of it, and she is so excited about it, and I'm so excited about it. So it's just incredible when you start thinking about these things. And you think about the rules that apply to the traditional television space or the traditional radio space. We heard a tidbit from Bill Harvey about return on investment on advertising and how do you measure those things. Well, it's one game for radio. It's another game for television. It's another game for digital. When advertising starts to get embedded within virtual reality environments, what does that look like? How do you measure that? When content is starting to be created for virtual reality environments, do the underlying data drivers that hold in television still hold in virtual reality? It's a big question mark, but I can tell you I'm going to go off and try and download a couple documentaries. Vice News has done some VR work. I'm going to go check out some of their documentaries that they've got. The New York Times has done some stuff in this space as well. The opportunities, though, and the excitement that I have for the storytelling that can occur in virtual reality and the game playing that can occur there, it is a game changer. My mother-in-law can tell you, she can attest to it. If my mother-in-law can figure this stuff out in just a matter of minutes, I guarantee you can hop right in there and just intuitively start figuring it out yourself. Definitely encourage you to do that. If you're like me, maybe go with the HTC Vive. If you want something just a little bit lighter, Obviously, going the Samsung route with the phone, just being able to put the gear, the Samsung Gear there that's powered by Oculus. That's a more cost-effective way to kind of entering into that space. Google Cardboard definitely works. I was using that also earlier this week, but it's not the experience of an HTC Vive or an Oculus Rift. Haven't tried the PlayStation yet, but if they fix the controllers, I think Sony's got a good in, because there's such a huge install base already of the PlayStations. And if they're powerful enough to drive these virtual reality experiences, which they are, that prohibits you from having to, or that eliminates the need for you to go out like me and buy your 1999 style desktop PC tower. I can't believe I've actually gone back and gotten one of these things. I feel like I'm going back in time right here with this, but so be it. I'm having a great time with these things, and I'm looking forward to hopping into virtual reality again here. I know, for instance, on the television side, the Olympics this past year dedicated over 70 hours of content to the virtual reality experience. So I'm going to go see if I can dig that up someplace as well. I'm looking forward to experiencing it as kind of augmented content to storylines like Gotham, like we were talking about before, and other television networks and television shows. And what an exciting time that we're in here. We're really at a pivotal point. I think we're at a tipping point, just about to experience a tremendous new medium that is really going to open things up in the same way that cell phones kind of open things up and change the way that we communicate. I think virtual reality is going to do the same thing for content creation and content consumption experiences for consumers. So that's my take. This is Pop Song Tech. I'm your host, Otis Ranger. I want to thank you for sharing this show with others. You can find us on popsongtech.com. You can find us on Facebook at PopSongTech, on Twitter at PopSongTech. If you've got some great bands, send them our way. You can send them to me at popsongtech@gmail.com. We are going to end the show today with one more song from Philadelphia's Kiska. This song is called Long Divide on Pop Song Tech.